beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant-exclusive, SOFAs-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today, I'm going to take you with me while I make some cashew vegan sour cream. Here we go. So we're going to be doing a simple cashew style sour cream, and I thought that I would take you along and make this together with you. And so it's a really simple recipe. You can use it to put on all kinds of things, you know, any kind of lentil tacos, or even on like a tofu crumble salad, anything that you would normally use a dairy sour cream to cream things up. You can even use it as a dip. You can use it here. And so this is made of cashews. So if you're not eating nuts, then this might not be the best recipe for you, but I also believe that it might be good if you know somebody who's transitioning, and so I thought I would bring this to you today. So here I have some cashews. These are raw cashews. They are not salted. They are not roasted. They're raw. And what I did was I took some and I put it in a container and I added hot water to it. And by doing that, it kind of speeds up the process. The idea behind that is just to soften everything so that when we put it in the NutriBullet, it gives us a nice creamy texture and nothing gritty. And so you can put this in the hot water. If it's really hot, I mean, half an hour. Ultimately, 2 hours is a minimum good amount of time, but you can even soak it up to overnight. And in that case, you don't need to start with hot water, and I would just put it in the refrigerator. So this has been soaking for probably an hour now. I'm gonna go ahead and drain it, and let me grab a little strainer. Okay, and I'm going to be using the NutriBullet. I really like the NutriBullet for things like dressings and this type of sour cream. I find that when I use some of my other appliances, even if I have enough recipe, like double or triple it for the Vitamix, for example, you have to have enough for it to, you know, be high enough for the blade to get it. If it's too little, it doesn't really work. But even with that, I don't know. I haven't been that successful in getting this creamy texture. So maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I have found that the NutriBullet does an amazing job. So here I have the container. I've drained these, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can pour that in for you and set this aside. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of citrus. So I'm going to use some apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to use lemon. Now this lemon was a gigantic lemon, and I used half of it for something else, and I started squeezing it, and I thought, you know what? I kind of would just, I mean, I might even just take it and peel it like an orange and just use the whole thing. But it's starting to fall apart. So I have this fork here, but you can do that. You can peel it and put in the whole thing. If you do that, I would recommend that you cut into it and just make sure that there aren't any seeds. Or you could do like I'm doing, which is, look, kind of, you know, some pulpy pieces, and then the rest juice. Now another thing I like to do is use the rind, and the rind gives so much flavor. That's the outside here, and it's always better if you're gonna do it before you cut into it or before you squeeze it. This one's really thick, so I think we can add a little bit. Let me grab my microplane, which happens to be right here for me. I love this thing. This is a great thing. And then I'm just gonna gently just scrape a little bit off. You don't want to do this seesaw back and forth thing, because you'll end up getting like this white pithy part that's in the middle. And you know, it's edible, but the taste is not that great. So that's why I prefer to just do it this way. But then I'm just going to add that right in here just to give it a little extra flavor. You could totally skip this. And here goes the lemon juice. And then lastly, well, almost lastly, I'm gonna add some onion powder. Now, I think if you didn't have onion powder, or if you wanted to, you could probably put in a little bit, a piece of onion. But if you did, I'd probably use like a piece of white onion, or yeah, I don't think purple would be good because you want the color to be white. But I'm gonna go ahead and just use the onion powder today. And then I have a little bit of water. And I'm not sure, I'm gonna kind of play it by ear. And I'm gonna just put put a little water in here. And yeah, let's start with that. Let's blend it up and see what we get. Okay, this looks really good. This might even be the right texture. And if you have a problem with the thickness, I mean, I haven't tried this, but just on the cuff right now, I'm thinking we could put some white chia seeds in there. That would really thicken it up, but of course I would blend them. And we didn't do that today, but oh yes, this is perfect. No more water needed. Let me unplug this. I think this is great. Wait till you see what I'm looking at. Let me get my handy dandy spatula here. And I wanted to put this in a jar. I think the jar that I chose is a little too big. So let me grab a different jar. I think this is a better choice. So let's use this jar. And any jar will work, you know, but let's just take a look at this and just make sure that it's creamy enough actually before we get crazy here. Now look at that. Can you see that? And I want to touch it a little bit because I want to see if there's any like grittiness to it. There is a tiny bit of grittiness. Gosh, so maybe I should let it go just a little bit more. So I got excited. It's close. Maybe I'll just let it spin a little bit more, but I do want to taste it to make sure that the flavors are good. So it's very lemony. It's very lemony. I almost want to, I think it's so good. I think I might want to put a little bit more onion powder in here, only because we're going to mix it again. And so, how much should I put in? Just like, I don't know, a little. I'm just going to play. All right. And of course, if you taste it and you like it really simple and plain and, you know, don't worry about adding anything. But if you find that you want a little bit more lemon or you want, you know, you can adjust it to your palate. And that's what's so great about doing things at home from scratch and vegan style or whole food plant-based is that you have some control over the flavors. So let me see if I can move this back down here and let it whirl a little bit longer while we do a little motion. Oh my gosh, okay, I seem to be getting sillier by the moment, but it's all right. It's good to have fun, laugh. Laughter is medicine, right, with good food. And so let's take a peek now. And you know what? It looks just slightly creamier, so I'm glad we did that. Let me go ahead and just, yes, this is it. This is it. This is creamy. Now let me taste it. Definitely more oniony. I could have left it the way it was because it had a stronger lemon flavor before, but I think I'm just gonna go with this right the way it is. So what I'm gonna do is just try to put all of this goodness in the jar. And let's just take a minute here. I like to get every last drop because it's so delicious and the ingredients is so good. And I always think of the ingredients like it has feelings. I really do. I know that sounds odd, but I think, God, the journey, you know, the plant that it grew on. Ooh! Okay, I'm getting a little crazy here. Anyways, and plus I don't want to waste. So now what I do is I take this spatula, point it side up, and I scrape down into this NutriBullet because it's got some little ledges inside. If you're not familiar, it's not totally smooth inside. So I try to do that with like most of the sides, and then the very center one, I leave it so that it's kind of gathered there like this, you could see. And then I just flip it around and scrape it in and just pour it in. And it seems to really be a simpler way to get a lot of goodness right out of the jar. And look at that, it filled this jar perfectly. Oh my gosh, yay! Okay, so what I want to do is just clean this up a little bit and shake it around, and then look at that. Look at that, we have cashew cream. It's not gonna hurt me. It's, you know, it is a higher caloric density because it is a nut, but it's still a whole food, and it can give you that creaminess maybe that you're missing. You could put this on a baked potato. I mean, you could put this on anything. And so anyways, I can now store it in the refrigerator and serve it tomorrow or whenever. Now, if you find that it's thickening more than you like, which this is pretty thick, but if you find that it's too thick, maybe it thickens overnight or whatever, go ahead and just add a little bit of water, like maybe a half a teaspoon at a time. I don't really think you need to do that, but in case you wanted to. And I do want to grab a spoon because I kind of want to show you the thickness of it. Here, look at this. See how it sticks, but it also is like creamy and just falls right off. Isn't that great? So I also just wanted to take a moment and thank all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel. I really, really sincerely appreciate all of your support. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for that. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell and you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And please give this a thumbs up. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content and that I should continue to create more. Also, if you want to chat, leave a comment. I'm all about it. Let's chat. So, simple recipe I just wanted to share with you. I hope that it inspires you to replace anything that is not serving you anymore, and know that there are so many beautiful alternatives in the plant world. Take care, everyone. Good to see you. Don't forget to eat your greens. Top your greens with some of this beautiful cashew sour cream, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.